I woke up with like chest pain, like bad chest pain. And when you're a paramedic, you never want to go to the emergency room. You're like, fuck the emergency room.
Same as
Because
a
you got to
nurse.
be there. Yeah, you got to be there for work. And you know the ER sucks.
But I feel like I know it all. That's my problem. I'm like, okay, in my mind, I'm like self-diagnosing, I'm self-treating, and then I'm like, at this point, if it get to this level, then I'll call or somebody that can give me a prescription, and then if that prescription don't work, then I'll go in.
Tony's a cute, my love is pure. Tony's a cute, my love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is cure.
That would be the perfect name.
He's a
if you're
comedian. His last name is Humor.
That
That's
would be
amazing.
that'll be heaven sent.
Yeah.
So I have in the building with me today another medical professional, but also a comedian. He just taped a comedy special that you guys will be seeing very soon. You guys, I want you to welcome Mr. Ben Gonzalez. Yeah.
Thank you
Fake
guys.
applause. So tell me briefly, your job is...
Okay, my job is kind of weird. I work for the Department of Health for LA County, right?
Okay.
So I'm a licensed paramedic, but I don't work on an ambulance. I work it's called the Medical Alert Center.
Okay.
So I got to kind of go back on this. The health department, people are thinking like, oh, so you like, give the letters on the restaurants, like stuff like that, right? But the health department is huge, especially LA County. We have 10 million people.
Okay.
So there's public health,
okay,
which is like, the restaurants, environmental health, stuff like that, tuberculosis, outbreaks, COVID, all that stuff, right? And then there's health services, and health services, hospitals, but it's also paramedics, rescue helicopters, emergency rooms. So my department that I'm a supervisor for, it's like a 24/7 like communications hub for all the pre-hospital care.
Okay.
So all the paramedic rescue units, helicopters, and also the emergency rooms are all connected to my office by our phone line, by a computer program, and by a radio system.
That sounds like a really interesting job.
Yeah, it's a trip because what we do is we're kind of like manage the whole system, make sure that, nothing too crazy is going on. If a hospital needs to close, they'll call us if they have to close their ER, like it's too busy.
Okay.
If they have to shut something down, like they can't do CT scans or they can't do certain surgeries and have anesthesiology, something like that, they'll let us know so we can put it out on the system so all the paramedics know, the other hospitals know.
And it routes them to where a place is open where they can get it done?
It'll just let them know that they can't do it, so then they can figure out where to do it.
Okay.
And the reason we're also connected to all the paramedic units is because any incident, like a 911 incident out in the field, out in the streets, if it has 5 or more victims at the same thing, it's called a mass casualty incident.
Okay.
And then the paramedics that are on scene contact us from the scene, and then we help them manage it.
Okay.
So we'll go and we'll hit up all the hospitals that are in the area, get them ready for it, make sure we know how many people they can take, the severity of the people they're bringing, that the people are going to an appropriate place. Like if they got burns, they're going to a burn center. If it's trauma, they're going to a trauma center. If it's kids, they're going to a pediatric center. Just so you don't wind up with because it's supposed to be for like big incidents, like a bus crash, stuff like that, right? So you don't have 20 people from the same thing going to the same ER.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because then it's overloaded. They can't get the care they need. They don't have good outcomes. So especially LA County, we have 88 hospitals. So we spread it all out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And make sure everyone's covered.
That's a real job. Like when people find out that I'm a nurse, they're like, oh, you got a real job. But then it's just like, it matters. It makes sense. It's like, it's important. And then when I hear what you do, I'm like, that's insanely important. Like, it's like it's kind of like manning what needs to go, like where people need to go.
For everything.
So,
because the other thing too is we manage the county-run hospitals, the public hospitals. So it's County USC, Harbor UCLA, Olive View, and Rancho Los Amigos.
Okay.
These are huge hospitals. They're like 4 of the biggest hospitals in LA County, and they have all the specialties and services. 2 of them are trauma centers. So all the other smaller hospitals and hospitals that don't have all the services available, because that's the thing, I mean, this, all the hospitals ain't the same. The care is not the same, the service, the specialties, all that ain't the same. So when you go into a smaller hospital and you like broke your neck, you got a brain injury, you were burned, and they can't treat that, they call us. We're kind of like a secondary 911 for the ERs. They'll call us, tell us we have this emergency patient, we need a trauma surgeon, we need a burn center, and then we'll get the burn center doctor, patch them in with their doctor, get the story, find out if we can accept them, help them get a bed.
Yeah,
to
that's
get them
a
into the
whole
hospital.
nother level of healthcare that I wasn't really aware of.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like most people aren't. So like we have this like direct hand in saving all these people's lives and like getting them
Don't nobody
emergency
know about
surgeries.
y'all.
No, yeah, exactly. And it was wild too because there is a comic that I knew, and I told him what my job was, and he was like, "That happened for my dad." He's like, "My dad was in this other hospital in Whittier, and he needed heart surgery, and we didn't have insurance for it, and so they called, because that's the other thing is we're the county hospital, so we can treat people with no insurance, and we got him surgery, and you know he would have died otherwise. So it's like." I would say that's like 8 years ago.
Okay.
So now it's like whenever I see, you know, him posting, you know, his family on Instagram and shit, and you see his dad there, you know,
like,
then it's
I
like you
did
remember,
that.
like, damn, dude, like, yeah, we helped save his dad.
Remember,
you know what I mean?
that was me.
Yeah,
that
right?
was all me.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, yeah, because like they have no idea. Nobody ever has any idea that we did anything for them. But if we don't jump in, it probably doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
And so your brother is a firefighter?
Yeah, my brother is a firefighter, paramedic. I have 2 cousins who are firefighter, paramedics. My dad was a firefighter.
Okay, so you come from a family of
first responders.
frontliners.
Yeah,
First
my uncle's a
responders.
firefighter, paramedic. I have like 3 other cousins in Arizona that do it too.
Oh, wow.
It's like yeah, the whole.
I bet
family.
dinner, Thanksgiving be all fire talk.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like especially growing up, we'd have to have like Thanksgiving at a fire station.
It
was cool.
Did you do the pole thing? Did you?
Yeah, I used to be scared when I was little. Yo, when you're a little kid and you go up there, my brother jump down. I learned to like, because you were up on a second. This is the hole in the floor. You know what I mean? The floor is way down there. I was like, nah, I'm all right.
I love Station 19, and when I watch it, I get such a thrill. Like I could never be like a firefighter, but I love the thrill, like the. What is it like the rush?
Yeah,
like
the adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'll be at home like, save them. You're a comedian as well, and that's how we connected initially through comedy.
Yeah, for sure. You did my show.
Yes, I did your show. It was on Melrose.
Yeah, when we were in the pandemic, we had to start. Everybody had to shift out of club shows, and we had, because you had a club show too, right?
Yeah, I was in Flappers.
Yeah, the Flappers show, right? And all the clubs shut down. So like when we were able like to barely start doing comedy again, we had to find outdoor shows.
It was amazing. I had so much fun.
Yeah, and a lot of them were like, you know, like a parking lot or some shit. And it was like, okay. But then
like,
we found this place was like a garden.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, we got to be somewhere. Like, let's be out
beautiful.
here, you know? Yeah, it was tight.
Thank you for having me. So I want to know, how did you get to stand up? Like, what was your journey from professionalism to professional? What's your title again?
Yeah, I'm a paramedic.
Okay, professional, a paramedic to stand-up comedian.
Yeah. I wanted to be a comic since I was little.
Okay.
But I was scared, you know, scared to bomb. I'm shy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not trying to talk in front of people.
What made you think you were funny
You
as
know
a
when
kid?
you're funny.
Huh?
You know when you're funny.
What? Did you class clown?
But it's not so much I was class clown because I was shy, but it was like when I dropped something, you know what I mean? Like I dropped them.
Okay.
You know? So everyone who knew me knew I was funny. I knew I was funny, but I was like, I was scared of doing stand-up is an abnormal thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Get up in a room in front of strangers. Crazy. You're interrupting them sometimes, you know? And like, you're just supposed to, like, we don't sing, we don't dance, like we don't do nothing except tell stuff that we thought of.
Yeah.
And just hope that you react. And the other thing too is like, people can't bullshit laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
like,
hit you.
Yeah. You sing, people just stand there like, okay. Like, you don't know if they let you, but like people either laugh or they don't laugh. You can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a weird thing to do. And I was like afraid to do it. And what made me jump in was, I had my kid.
Okay.
And when I had my son, I was able to take paternity leave.
Okay.
So, you know, county employee, and they give you FMLA. It's a
You
great
took the
thing when you work in healthcare. Yeah.
Was it what? Is
Yeah,
it
for
12
baby
weeks?
bonding. Yeah.
12 weeks?
Yeah.
They give men 12 weeks.
They give you up to
That's
12.
what's
Yeah.
up, yeah.
But you have to use your time.
Okay.
On it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's just a straight paid 12 weeks. You're going to use whatever time you already have, but you can take up to 12 weeks off and they can't fire you or demote you or anything, right? They have to hold your position. So I did that, and I don't know. It's just, I was thinking like, how am I going to tell my son like to not follow his dreams or anything if I don't even try to do stand up once?
So,
you know what I'm saying? So then I went, and it was funny too, because the first set I ever did was a Laugh Factory, the Laugh Factory mic.
Oh, the open mic?
Yeah, I just thought that was a mic.
Okay.
And I didn't know of any other open mics or like how you find open mics or, any of that like Bad Slava or the Comedy Bureau, none of that stuff, right? This is 2011. And my brother told me they have an open mic at the Laugh Factory.
Okay.
And so I figured out how to do it and I signed up. And I remember I was in line and we were in line to go in. It was Sean Grant.
I love
was next
him.
to me.
Yeah.
And King Batch. But he wasn't even King Batch. He was Andrew.
Andrew
You know what I'm saying?
Batch.
Yeah. And those fools were barely starting to make videos together, right? And I'm thinking it's just a mic, and we're all just like new comics and shit, right? And Sean G had already been on Jimmy Kimmel, by then. I was like, damn, fool, you were on Jimmy Kimmel. They're like, yeah, man, this is to audition for the club, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't a mic.
Yeah.
This isn't an open mic. Like, and I'm like,
It's
this
a
is
big deal.
It was my first set ever.
How did it go?
And they're like, don't tell anyone it's your first set. You know what I mean? I thought I killed.
Okay.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all
Like,
that matters.
yeah,
Did you get booked at the Laugh Factory?
No, I didn't get booked back. Yeah, my first set, Taquita. Come on.
You said you killed.
I felt like I killed, but also when you do your first set, you always think you killed.
Yeah, I did too. I thought I killed too.
Yeah,
I
it takes a
was
couple
like,
times, and then you bomb one too. Like, oh shit, this is actually hard.
Yeah,
this ain't as easy as I thought. Yeah.
So you did that open mic, and then fast forward. How did we get to a comedy special? Because that's a big thing, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky. I started producing my show that I still have in like 2014, and I met a dude that produces specials basically back then because he's like a legit comedy fan that looks for comedians, and he came to my underground show in Inglewood because I had booked a dude that he had done a special with, and he wanted to check him out, and just coincidentally, the name of my show was like a name of a club that he belonged to for like BMX riding. Okay. Like a fun BMX group. And so he just happened to like come across both things at the same time. I was like, all right, I'll go check this out. And he dug it and dug me. And this is back like 2014. Like I wasn't good yet. Okay. But like, he kind of saw something, stayed in touch with me, introduced himself. So he had a series, but it was all just stuff in Spanish. I didn't speak Spanish. I couldn't tell jokes in Spanish. You know what I mean? Like I knew like work Spanish. You know what I mean? How to talk to patients in Spanish. Yeah, exactly. Hey? Like stuff like that, right? I
don't even do full sentences. I just take one word. Dolor.
Yeah.
Aquí. Donde?
Alergias. So that's what I was doing, and we stayed in touch. I got better. I did that laugh show. Didn't you do laughs?
Laughs on Fox.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was way back in the day.
Yeah. Right. Like 2014 around then. Right.
I was saying I did like a 12-minute set and they aired like 12 seconds and I was like, I'm famous. I'm on TV. I made it.
I don't even know if I aired because they never even tell you. Remember, they just give you like the thing to sign. It's like was it like $60 or $100?
Something like that.
Something like that. Right. And we own this set forever. Yeah. So I did that, and then that dude called me out of the blue. Actually, this is wild. I went and did some shows in San Francisco, right? And I hung out with this girl up there, and we had dinner, and she broke out tarot cards, and she pulls a card, and she's like, "You're gonna have a huge break in your career in like a month."
This was right before the special.
A month later, this fool called me and told me, "Hey, we sold a pilot."
Okay.
I got a pilot approved for a stand-up special, right? And I knew he was working with Netflix and talking to Netflix. So I thought it was gonna be on Netflix. And he's like, "Nah, it's on HBO."
Okay,
I was like, oh,
that's
shit.
Great.
Yeah, he's like, "I need you to help me book it." Right? Because he loved my show and loved like my lineups and everything, right? And he's like, "And I want you to host it."
Oh,
like, oh shit!
Yeah.
And like my first thought was, what day is today?
Right. Like, was she right?
It
like,
was 30 days before when I was in San Francisco, and she told me that, right? And I called her like, "Yo, are you a witch? Like, how did you predict that shit?"
I can't believe that because
that for reals
and
happened.
I actually look at mine sometimes, and I don't want to admit it because I'm a Christian, so I'm like, I'm not like, is it okay? I'm like, God, I know you're gonna do what you're doing, but I want to see what the cards say, so that's what I'm doing. No, go ahead. Yeah,
but for real though, I didn't used to believe it either. I thought it was like, okay, right, yeah. Like I knew my sign. That's it.
What's your
sign? Know what I'm saying? Leo.
Okay.
Hey.
So
after that, I was like, damn, I guess this shit is real, right? Like
you was going to every
like,
week.
how did you do that? And she's like, yo, I'm not doing anything. I'm just reading what's already there. It's like, oh shit, it's all And then after that, I think you like date other girls that are more into it. You learn more about it. And like, oh shit, like this shit is real. Yeah, because I've had people like talk to an astrologer like on my behalf, like ask about me.
Yeah.
And then they just broke down my life of like the last 7 years, right? And like my friend played me a tape of it, like what they said, like, yo, all of that happened. Like, how did they know?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But so that's what happened. We get the deal to do a pilot, right? And that pilot was Entre Nos.
Yes.
So
okay.
we got
who was on that one?
On the first one, the first dude I hit up was Frankie Quinones.
Okay.
And I wasn't even really friends with him. I just knew who he was and loved his videos and thought he was funny and like cool and that he'd be perfect for the show. Like it was who he was looking for. Because that's the other thing too, is like somebody asks you to help him book a show. It's like,
Yeah, why
you
you
kind of
want
to put your friends,
Yeah.
right? But then it's like also if this fool's like trusting you,
Yeah.
you want to give him the people that he's really looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like some of them were my friends too. Like I gave him a list of names and like a lot of them got
I remember
specials
Ramon
now.
Rivas the second.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
my
yeah,
boy.
Ramon.
I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah, I didn't know Ramon before that. I met him on there.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was cool as hell. He was so funny too. So the first episode, it was Frankie. It was Vladimir Camano
Yeah.
from New York, and
He's
Shayla Rivera.
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
Shayla Rivera's
like
from Texas. And yeah, we had a great. We actually shot 2 episodes.
Okay.
The pilot and the second episode we never aired.
Oh, really?
We never aired, but we brought back 2 of the comics that were
Jesus
on
Sepulveda?
it. Jesus Sepulveda was on that one, and we brought him back, and they brought him back, and he got a half-hour special.
Oh,
and,
look, that's crazy.
yeah, that's out now.
I
Yeah,
remember
that's the
going
last one
to
that got
his
released.
taping.
Yeah, it's called Mr. Tough Life.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you came to that one?
I went to the taping because
because that was the one that had Ramon.
Yes.
Right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So we brought. So I keep saying we. They brought Jesus back for that episode because at first they were doing episodes that were like three or 4 comics at a time.
Okay.
3 comics and then 4 comics, and then they went to I think 2, doing 15, and now it's half hours.
Okay.
So they brought back Jesus for one of the ones that had 4 comics. That one had Ramon and I think Gina Brion.
Yes, it was that lineup was ridiculous.
And then they brought back Jesus again to do his own half hour. That's out now. It's called Mr. Tough Life.
Dope.
That's just so funny.
You want to know? I met Jesus Sepulveda in Seattle for NBC Stand Up for
NBC Stand Up.
Diversity.
I was there too.
That's how I met Erin.
Yeah.
We were in line and she
Yeah.
held my place in line or vice versa. And then we were just vibing. But I met Jesus there and he was a monster on stage. When I say monster in a good way, it was like undeniable that he was something about him was going to make it.
Yeah. He has charisma.
And fast forward, like he has
for
that
sure.
30-minute special.
I met him when he first came to LA and I was still new and I was hosting a bar show and it was like one of his first shows because I remember I gave him the light and he didn't know that you had a minute left on the light. He just got off. He saw the light and said, "All right, I'm sorry, I got to go." And he just left. I was like, "Oh shit, man, you got a minute, dude." Yeah. So like that's how long ago it was. You know what I mean? That's how
that was crazy.
How far it goes back, man. Yeah.
I have a quick question for you. How do you balance life, your professional job as a paramedic and also a comedian? People ask me that all the time, and I just be like, well, I just make it happen.
Exactly.
Like comedy is a night sport. I write jokes while I'm at work in my head. You know, like
because the thing too is like we're comedians in LA, right?
Okay.
So there's a million of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's out there. And some of us got jobs. Some of us don't have jobs. They only do this. Some of them have, trust funds. They got mom paying the rent. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, trust fund.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I wish, that'd be cool and shit. But yeah. So it's kind of like, how do you balance it? Like you have to.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'm not going to do this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So it's kind of like
I can't. Yeah. I got to work.
Relentless.
And I got my kids
Yeah.
full time. I got 2 sons. So it's like, I got to be a parent all the time, work full time, and try to get this cracking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I can't wait to see the special. I can't wait to see what happens with it. Cause like it's one thing to be in an art, but it's another thing to be like to create, to have content and your intellectual property, all that good stuff. But I know like your world as a paramedic in the job that you do, you see a lot of crazy things. But I want to know, have you had any unexpected trips to the emergency room?
Unexpected? I haven't really. What's funny? I had 8 years ago maybe, I woke up with chest pain, like bad chest pain. And when you're a paramedic, you never want to go to the emergency room. Like, fuck the emergency
Same
room.
as a
You gotta be
nurse.
there. Yeah, you gotta be there for work, and you know the ER sucks.
But I feel like I know it all. That's my problem. I'm like, okay, in my mind, I'm like self-diagnosing, I'm self-treating, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
at this point, if it get to this level, then I'll call or somebody that can give me a prescription, and then if that prescription don't work, then I'll go in.
Yeah, a paramedic is never gonna call 911 for anything, and you really don't ever want to go to the ER, right?
Okay.
And you do like you said, like, I'm all right. I
Yeah,
don't need to
it's
go
like,
for this.
I know what
right?
I'm doing.
So for me to say I need to go, like, it was bad,
Okay.
right? Like, I was like, am I gonna go? Oh man, I gotta go. All right.
What was the pain like?
It was just tearing through, like piercing through my back.
Okay.
Like from like the left chest, right? And I wasn't getting like you know, sweaty or, you know, numbness, like no other like MI symptoms or anything, but the pain was like for real. So I was
Okay.
like, what the hell is this? And I'm driving, and I'm going to Cedar Sinai from my house in Inglewood. So I'm going up La Brea, and when I pass La Brea and Slauson, I just rip a loud burp.
Oh, so you had gas.
That was it. But it was
That
it was that bad that I was driving to the ER, a paramedic of 10 years. I was driving myself to the ER, and it was gas, dude.
When I tell you that 3-letter word has caused a lot of pain and it cost a lot of money, my dog, I took him to the emergency room, to the vet. He was not walking. He refused to walk, and he was snappy, like about to like bite anybody that tried to touch him. And I took him to the vet. They did all these tests. They took a picture of they did an x-ray. I got my dog an x-ray. The results, gas. Gas cost me $334. And all I had to do was give him Gas X. I was so pissed. And then I gave him the little medicine, and he was back to normal. And like, gas will mess your life up and your wallets.
Yeah.
If I didn't care about my dog, he probably would have been gone, because gas will take you out. What did you do after you burped? It went away.
It went away. And I just was laughing my ass off, man. Like, man, I was really driving to the ER.
That pain is
You know
intense.
what I'm saying? It was crazy. I had never felt that before. It was crazy.
Did you eat something the night before?
I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what caused it. Nothing. I just know I woke up and I felt like, if that's 10 out of 10, that felt like 10 out of 10.
But your burp
pain.
didn't smell like nothing. You know, sometimes it's like, that was that.
I don't know. I was just like so like shocked that it happened like that, and how much it was gone. Like, I'm relieved now. And my dumb ass was driving.
You was on your. How far were you away?
I was past like La Brea and Slauson.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
going all the way, La Brea, San Vicente, and then you get to Cedars.
Yeah. You said forget it. You just went home. You ain't even get a
Yeah,
second.
turn around. Nah, man, come on, man. I barely was
Like,
gonna
I'm
go to
good.
begin with, right?
I'm good.
Like, yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Do you have any home remedies, like crazy home remedies that you use, like if something comes up where you need like to treat something?
Not really.
No.
Nah.
Are you a medication? Do you believe in taking medication? Some
Yeah,
people don't.
I'm not against it.
Okay,
If I need to, I will. If I don't need to, then I won't. Like, I won't overdo it, and I'll give it to my kids too.
You do?
If they need it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
What about-
I'm not like completely homeopathic or anything. You know
Some
what I'm
people are
saying?
like, I would never.
Oh no, I know.
I will.
Yep. And I've tried to give them like the natural stuff before, and they'll be like, "That it's nasty. Like, that doesn't work."
Give me the good stuff.
Yeah, for reals.
When you I'm trying to see. How were you in the labor and delivery room when you had your kids? Like,
Oh.
were you one of those, like,
Nah, it was
it
cool.
was like a breeze?
It was cool. But their mom had C-sections both times. You know what I mean? You're just there.
Okay.
There ain't nothing to do. It's not dramatic or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't know what's going on. She's just like looking. There's a sheet there. You just standing and waiting.
Yeah.
And before you know, you just hear a baby.
You
know what I mean?
like, that's it. That's music
that.
to my ears.
Yep.
Well, what's next for you?
So that's music to your ears.
Yeah,
My,
isn't it like, it's just like we don't want to hear nothing.
My aunt had a C-section, right? And my cousin was like almost 14 pounds.
Oh, damn.
When they pulled it, was like it was out in Victorville, and that was like the biggest baby ever born in that hospital or
What?
something. So like she had like no labor really, like he was like not coming out, so they did a C-section, and so for her, it was just like they pulled the baby out, and it was like, what the fuck?
What's the baby?
Yeah,
what's his name? Like, is he in the Guinness book?
He's a firefighter now too.
He is.
Yeah, his name's Alan.
Alan.
Yeah,
Alan made.
Yeah, he was 13 pounds 12 ounces. I think we all remember that now.
Oh my goodness! And how is he now?
He's fine. He didn't wind up being all fatty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shout out Alan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny,
the biggest baby born at the hospital. Well, thank you so much for coming by. What can we expect from you? Like, I know you shot your special. I know you're on a comedy scene, and I know you did some scouting or casting, directing. Is it casting?
A little, yeah.
I don't know what you call it. But
I gave them a list of names. They picked who worked. But by now, yeah, like a lot of them have specials now. It's kind of cool.
And you have your special now.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for your special, or is it under wraps until you?
It's kind of under wraps.
Okay, cool.
We had one, and like we were kind of like shifting around with it, but we're probably gonna go with that. It was called Full Custody.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Ew, that's dope. You motivate me to get my own stuff done too, and
it wasn't easy.
it's not.
Yeah.
But you do it.
Yeah.
You being a paramedic's not easy. I think that's what gives comedians like us the tenacity. Is like the jobs that we do. It's like you can't really, you don't call in sick. You go. For the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because you take care of the people who sick.
Yeah. And you can't get nervous either.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so what's next? You can't tell us about the name of your special.
But we're shopping it. It'll be streaming somewhere, hopefully in a few months. It's like, I have a podcast. It's called Please Remain Calm. It is me and my brother. My brother's an actor, and he's also a paramedic and firefighter. And we interview people who have been in emergency incidents. So the patients themselves, firefighters, other paramedics, doctors, nurses, people who have had a crazy thing happen to them, survived a 911 call. So we had to do that drowned. We've had firefighters that were trapped in a burning building, firefighters that passed out in a burning building, people who've been in an explosion. We had to do that fell off of the top of a utility pole.
Oh, wow.
And everybody just tells their story and tells what happened and how they got through it.
Yeah, and I was there too. We did more
right.
of a like powwow of nursing. I'm so excited to see where you going from here. What happens to your special?
Thank you.
Give us the information on where we can find you.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me at Ben9 Humor, Ben number 9 Humor, like benign tumor, on Instagram and Twitter. I guess I'm on Facebook. It's Ben Gonzalez, but I don't know anybody goes on like Facebook no more. And my podcast is PRC Podcast or PRC Pod on Instagram and Twitter, PRC Podcast on TikTok, and you can find it on Spotify.
Perfect.
Comedies are cute, my love is pure. Comedies are cute, my love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is pure.
But as always, you want this. I had one dude was like, "Hey, you think you could bring a brother the clear machine home?" Oh, the clear machine. He was like, "Yeah, ma, the reviver. Clear."